Okay, welcome my PC students. This is a review again with your adding and doing percentages. Now here you've got products. Okay, actually I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to View, Zoom, and I'm going to go to 140. Okay, so here's your products. So you see the pattern, so highlight the three of them, grab your fill handle, and drag down so that you should be on product 28. All right, and once again you see January, so you already know that you type in January and press enter and grab your fill handle and drag across. Then it asks you to insert a column at column E. So remember, click on the letter E, right click, insert. There you put in a column. And it said in cell E1 to key in 1ST for first quarter, space bar, and then QUARTER. All right, and here, and it said we did first quarter. We want to copy it, go Control C, and go to I1, go Control V, and now double click and take out first and put in 2ND for second quarter, and there you have it. All right, so now you want to add, you know this. You click in cell B2, hold down your shift key and click here. You have blank column, blank row, alt equals. All right, and then here we're in April and we hold down our shift key and click here, blank row, blank column, alt equals. Now I'm going to widen the column, so I'm going to click on letter A, hold down click on the letter I, and left double click so that everything's wide enough that I can see it. All right, here now we want to have the total sales. So hold on here, total sales, and that would mean the sum of equals sum. And now remember, we're only adding the first quarter, comma, the second quarter, just the two values, so that's why you have to use a comma. All right, grab your fill handle and drag down, and there's your total sales. Now we don't want to repeat the dollar sign, so remember, pick up one where there isn't, go to your home tab, double click, and paint, double click, and paint all the ones in between. Remember, as I've said before, you only have a dollar sign at the beginning of the column and add a total. Now, and these are your totals, okay? Those are your totals. All right, now, if I asked you for percent, you would say equals, and you would say total sales for product 10 is that, as compared to means divide, and the total sales for products 10 to 28. And of course that would have to be absolute. And press enter. And now grab your fill handle, drag down, and you want percent and 2 decimal places. And that's how easy that is. Now I saved mine. You can decide what you want to do with yours, and I'm going to close it out. So I'm going to go to File, Close. All right, and now I want to go to teaching number 4. Okay, all right, so this time and now if I was to put this into one formula, then I would say equals, open my parentheses, and what is the actual minus the budgeted. All right, there's the first step that we did. As compared to means divide, and we want to compare it to the budgeted amount, and press enter, and there we have it, exactly the same, but we did it in one step. And 2 decimal places again. All right, here we need to put on our accounting format. So I'm going to highlight this, right click, go to Format Cells, and we want accounting with 2 decimal, no, we can go with 0 decimal place, I think it's okay, and a dollar sign. And then I'm going to go and take these ones out and right click, go to Format Cells, and you want accounting, but no dollar sign, and say OK. All right, so very easily then you were there. Now we didn't put in the total, so let's do that. Click on actual, hold down here, we got a blank row, so go Alt equals, and then we could bring our formula down to the very end to see whether we were over or under the budgeted amount. All right, so very nicely, that's all there is to that one. All right, so I'm going to save that. I've saved mine. I assume that you've saved yours. Now I need to get your $sign here, which I missed. And now we want to see it there. Okay, that's good. So I'm just going to go Control S to save and now close it out. So File, Close. And I want to go to teaching number 5. All right, now this is a pretty easy one, but let's go over it. Here you have a pattern. Well, first of all, let's go to View and let's go to Zoom and we'll put up 150%. All right, here's your rate, $22, $22.25. All right, so highlight the two of them, grab your pattern, drag it down. All right, your hours, you got 39 and then they're all 40s, so to get your 40, drag it down. That makes it pretty easy. Now, to calculate your pay, what do we do? Equals your rate times your hours. All right, and grab your fill handle and drag down. Now, if we decided that we wanted to get a 10% increase, I'm going to type increase here. Okay, and I'm going to put in 10%. So I'm going to copy this, Control C. I want to go up here, Control V, and widen my column. And so now there's my pay, so equals, I'm going to take my pay times 10%. All right, and of course it has to be absolute because everybody wants a 10% raise. And you can figure out 10%, $85.80, so you know that you're on the right track. And grab my thin black crosshairs this time and calculate my increase. All right, so now we're going to say new pay. All right, and I should have been consistent here, so I'm going to type this over again. Okay. Now, if we want to calculate the new pay, you already know the pay is $8.58. You know the increase was $85.80. So your new pay would be equal sum, open your parentheses, and you would highlight your pay and your increase. So your new pay would be $943.80, and there you've calculated for everyone. Now, if we wanted to do it in one formula, you could say that the new pay would be 110%. 100% was the old one, and 10% more is the increased amount. So then you could say take my pay, which is here in E5, times my 110%. 100% plus 10%. And of course that has to be absolute. So press enter, and of course you should get the same answer and drag your fill handle down. All right, we need to have a counting format here, so I've got all of those, and I'm going to select all of these, right? But I don't want to touch the hours. So right click, format cells, and I want accounting with no $sign but 2 decimal places. All right, and now I want to put a $sign here and here, and I can drag right across to here. All right, right click, format cells, and I want accounting with a $sign. All right, and there's your accounting with a $sign. We don't have any totals in here, so there's no need of any $signs. All right, that's all we're going to do there. So I'm going to save mine, and you can. So you've got it saved. So I have 2, so I'm going to close it out. So I'm going to go to File, Close. And now I want to go on to number 6. All right, so I want to go on to number 6 here. Hello, my PC students. We're back here on number 6 now. And here we wanted average hours. So I think you already know equals average. And open your parentheses and select all of your items, okay? And that's the average hours that they had for working. And of course, you can drag it straight across. Now, you know when we deal with average, 0 counts as a value. If I leave the cell blank, note how the average changed. All right, so it counts as a value. Also, remember that you, if you put in here in place of not available, and I type in a 0, that counts as part of your average. And again, you saw the average change. So always pay attention to that. All right, least hours works. Remember equals minimum. And again, you want the same numbers. And there's your minimum. So 0 is a value, so that's your minimum. Blank and text does not count. Now, most hours worked, remember, is equals max. For maximum, highest, the largest, and you want to find the maximum hours, and the maximum was 20. And you're going to drag across. And then now, available employees. This means the ones who showed up to work. Now, even if they got a 0, that means they showed up to work. But it was too wet, too rainy, too much snow. For whatever reason, they couldn't get any hours. But they showed up to work. But not available means that you were not able to come to work. And the blank cell means you don't know. So, when we want to count values, remember we use count, and that counts numbers only, okay? So from here down, then we're counting numbers only, and we have 9, right? Because there's 1 not available. All right, now drag it across, and you see that we have 8 not available and blank. Then you have 2 not availables and blank, that's 7. And 3 not availables and blank, that's 6. All right, how many total employees did you have? Now, we got to count their names. So count A, which says count the text and the numbers. So count all your people from A4 to A13. So you have total employees are 10, and the available ones were according to the ones who had hours on their records. So quite easy to do, and we'll stop here. So save your work if you want to, and then close it out.